Hello everybody, hello everyone. Yeah, so it's Tuesday and it's probably tonight the last episode of Winds of Change. Wow. Last week we had a lot of things that happened. It was very emotional, very hard, and tonight we mostly gonna focus first to find the Soviet romance scenes because they exist. Hello Blood Wolf, welcome my channel, hello Detective Stream, and we're gonna do the loyalty scenes, all the loyalty scenes we unlocked at the Rebel HQ, and then head to the final act. Okay, so we're gonna let's start the game now. Hope your day was good. It's loading. Hello Cléo 4. Hope your afternoon was good. This is it. This is probably the last episode. Wow. So let's see the last save word. So here it is our party. We have Fortem, Vanessa, Elric, Tamek, Owl, Pro. So far our level of purity is 50%, corruption 30%, moral 30%, and we read 8 books. Okay. So let's go. Okay, so we're back at the port. Let's see the map. What we can do. Charge on Mazeo, Mountain Space. So we need to go back to the Rebel HQ, but first I think we need to travel a little bit. No. I want to see the world map first. I know that. No, I just want to go back here. So where is the world map already? Yeah, please don't spoil it. Let's see. Map checking. Okay. Move to the world map. Yes, please. Okay. So let's check and go back to Bali North because we need to find the romance scenes. What do we have here? Books? No. So I'm gonna try the Main Street. Oh, it was busy. It was busy, but it was okay. Not perfect, but okay. Yes! Yes, we found the first Soviet art to art. That was very interesting because that character is very interesting and I always dream to see art to art scene with that character. So we're gonna start with the first one. I look at the water tongue thinking of the vision that started this all. Back then, I thought we could use water to fight the flames. Little did I know that entire vision was just a trick to bait us. However, that was the first time I ever lent eyes of Sovi. Hello Remoto, I never forget what he did to me. He killed me without hesitation. But is it different now? Or was he ever really like that to begin with?
So, this is Valinor. I've heard stories, but never been. Well, unless you count that vision the Triumvirate tricked you with. I must apologize for that. I knew what was going on, and I played along. It's not like I could have done anything else. Valinor was too far away. That, and they still had me under their thrall. I was theirs to command. At least I was able to break free. I feel bad for Halen. I truly do.
Really? He looks around the town square. It looks like he's enamored by Valinor. Almost as if looking at wonder of the world.
I need to ask, what did you think of me? The moment we met in that vision, who was I to you? A mindless slave? A killer? Or perhaps a man who was lost?
Oh, let's get straight to the thing. I thought you couldn't get over how attractive you are.
Excuse me? Please, don't make jokes like that. I'm being serious here, Monarch. You should be serious too.
I'm serious.
I really hope the weight of our cause doesn't rest on someone so childish.
Hey, c'est pas gentil, that's not nice. Not childish, maman. He shakes his head and looks around the town some more. His eyes become fixed on the post office and he smiles slightly.
A post office? I haven't seen one of those in ages. I couldn't travel much when I was younger, so I collected stamps.
Oh, me too.
The drawings of places around Alestia. That was the closest I ever got.
He walks toward it, so I make sure to follow him. This is the first time he's ever mentioned anything about his past. It's hard to imagine that he was anything other than the Grand Inquisitor.
But the art never really matches up with the place when you see it in person. I remember collecting the Balteus set and being shocked when I actually got there. It's not really a good or a bad difference, it's just interesting to see how they compare.
Okay, I could say stamps are pretty good. I collected some of them too. But why couldn't you travel much when you were younger? I'm curious. I could say that because I did that too, but I want to know.
That's not really something I'd like to talk about right now. Do you mind if I go inside and pass
Oh,
on really
he
quick?
looks...
It won't take too long, I promise.
He looks
Just
very
wait for me.
embarrassed by that question. I nod and he smiles at me. He runs into the post office and buys some stamps. A look of childlike glee is worn on his face when he returns.
Thank you, Monarch. You know what it's like. Sometimes you just need to do something. This is the first time I've truly been free, so I almost couldn't resist.
Okay.
I'll save these, and perhaps we can write each other after the war. You'll be incredibly busy, so I can't expect to earn a lot of your time.
Oh, you sure septic stream? Okay. So that sounds great. I love to write each other. You can have as much of my time as you want, Savi. Oh, I'm not sure. It's a good idea. Okay. Yeah, I love to write each other. Oh, you can have as much of my time as you want, Savi. Yeah.
I'm not sure how to respond to that. So I won't. Let's focus on more important things for now.
Okay. Oh, it's long. He looks at the blade on my back and assumes a thinking pose.
You could use some training, couldn't you? Anything to give you an edge in the upcoming battle. I have years of practice, so I can teach you almost everything.
Oh, really?
We shouldn't stay here too long, though. Schedules and all that. If we start training while we travel, it'll be more efficient in the end. We can't waste too much time before setting sail for Balteus.
Okay. I know, it's true. He could teach me a lot about this blade. I feel like I'd be needing that knowledge in the coming days. Perhaps having him join us wasn't a bad idea after all.
Wonderful. Normally, I'd call you an apprentice at this point, but I'm past that. I need to drop the behavior that the Triumvirate taught me. So, you're not an apprentice to me. You're a friend.
Oh.
And I'll help you.
Okay. We start walking away from the town square and he inspects his stamps. It was crazy how different he seems from how he was before. I'm taken aback. But if this was a new him and not some sort of facade, it'd be welcomed. Okay, let's check now. Because I want to check everywhere to make sure there's no other scenes with Sophie here. There's 4 or 5 scenes, I'm not sure. No, I'm not filthy. I'm flirty. Yes, not filthy. Flirty. Okay, so let's go back here. More to the world map. So after Valley North, you're gonna share Mazeo. I don't know. When I started the game, it was Sophie. And after that, I really liked Damek. So I'm gonna check the city. So Maya's house here. I can check inside. Is there something to do here? No, not much. I go back outside. Let's check the tavern. So here it's complete. Town Square. Oh, Sophie again. Yes. Access Sophie R2 R2. Yes. As I wandered the town square of Mazeo, I noticed Sophie checking out the market stalls. He seems completely engrossed by everything, like he finally has time to stop and look. It makes sense. Until now, it's likely that he was always on a mission for the triumvirate. After exploring the market for a while, he approaches me. It doesn't look like he booked anything, he was just looking around.
So many useless items. People actually buy these things. Back in Balteus, I got used to having the bare minimum. Anything more than that is a pointless luxury. A waste. Yet, I must say, some of it does have a certain appeal. There were some very unique writing utensils. I might look into them. Not that I fancy myself a writer or anything. They just caught my eye.
He points to the nearby alleyway and tilts his head toward it.
Would you follow me into the alley, Monarch? I think we need to get away from all of these people.
Oh my god, Already? I didn't think you were that into me, I don't know that you think I can trust you that much already. Stop it, that's not what I mean. It's about that blade. I know a trick or two I can think. Yes, sure, Without saying another word, he walks to the back alley. I follow after him, ready to learn more about the blade of Exodus. When we arrive, I start to ask him questions, mainly about its origin.
I couldn't tell you. It's a mystery, even to me. Perhaps they stole it from the monarchy before they took over.
Yeah, that's what I thought
I've
too.
heard that they had visions too, much like the blade can supply. If that's not the truth, then perhaps they made it themselves. But I'm starting to think they either stole it or stumbled upon it. Stealing isn't above them, as we've all been made aware of.
He shakes his head, as he is upset that he can't set my curiosity. But that's fine. Perhaps it's something we'd find out when we went to Balteus.
This is probably the first trick I should teach you.
Oh, which one? It holds out a closed fist, and my blade soon appears in his hand. I've seen that happen several times, almost like you can summon it any time.
You have to be near the blade for it to work, but it's useful. Disarming your enemy is a viable tactic in battle, so be ready. They will try to take the blade away from you because of its power.
I nod.
Go ahead. Hold out your hand and reach for the blade.
Okay.
Not with your body, but with your mind.
Oh.
See if it works.
Oh. I close my eyes and hold out my hand. Sophie immediately chastises me with the blunt side of the blade. Hitting it against my hand, I rinse slightly and shake away the pen.
No, never close your eyes in battle. Did you not learn anything about combat in Valinor? If you did that in a real battle, you'd be dead in mere seconds.
Sorry. I shrug.
Now do it again, and look me in the eye.
Again.
I have no use for you if you can't follow directions.
Specialty was not nice. Doing as instructed, I look him in the eye. I focus as hard as I can and try to summon the blade. But after a few moments, nothing happens. Nothing at all.
Try harder, like your life depends on it. Because when you need to do this, it will.
I scoff softly but try not to break the gaze. He squints as he's judging my movements. But after even more time, nothing happens.
I guess you need a little incentive.
Uh-oh. Without any warning, he reaches behind himself. Putting a dagger from the leather strap on his back, it attacks me. I take a defensive stance, and before he can harm me, I have possession of the blade. It appears in my hand at the perfect angle in position to deflect Sophie's assault. His dagger is in deadlock with my blade, and he pushes me back against the alley wall.
So, it's your fear that powers you.
Yes, I'm scared easily. After a few moments, he backs off and pushes away the dagger.
I was the same, until I mastered my fears. Then the blade responded to my willpower, my resolve. It can learn and grow just as much as you can, Monarch. If you learn to remain calm in the face of battle, you'll do fine. Without fear to rely on, the blade will find something else. What that is, however, is different from person to person.
I'm curious about me,
I'm eager to see what kind of person you become. For now, let's continue on our way. No more wasting time. When we have another moment together, I can teach you more.
Oh, okay, sure. He smiles and leaves the alleyway. I remain there by myself. It was hard not to be scared given my situation and the upcoming battle. But if mastering those emotions made me a better wielder, then I had to try. I leave the alleyway and replay the recent events in my mind. My eye trails over to the drawing utensil that Sophie pointed out earlier. I wonder for a moment if I could get him a gift. A thank you for the lessons. Yeah. But is that a good idea? Yes. Get them as a romantic gesture. It seems harmless, so I stop and buy them on my way out of the town square. I'd have to find the right chance to give them to him. It might take a while. But after that was said and done, it was time to get on my way. Okay, let's go back to the world map, I guess. So after Mazeo, we're gonna go to Alarintia, which is quite logical. And we're gonna start maybe with the city and the tavern. No, there's nothing here. Here, what is that? It's a parallel chronicles. No, I'm not really interested into that. Let's check the Coliseum. Arena. No. A private room. Main atrium. No, it's only all here, and we already complete that scene before. Outside, no. I'm gonna check on the map. Exit. So maybe it's not at the Coliseum. Let's check the town square here. No. The castle then. Not here. The ballroom. Nope. The throne room. Nope. Private room. Did I do that? Yes, I did already that. Castle front. Nope. Okay, let's go back to the world map. Yeah, probably the one of the last scene with Sovi are at the HQ, but no. No, I don't want to try to reduce yet, of course. Okay, let's go back to Alarintia. Let's check docks, desert. I want to check everywhere before. Oh, that's the ship here. Yeah, but I'm not interested to complete that art to art here. Desert, no. The gate. No. Oasis. Nope.
Hey.
No, that's just a question here. Oh. Fortem, yeah, it looks a little bit foolish and yeah, is quite nice, but yeah. I'm gonna go back to the world map and go back to Valley North and the Rebel HQ. Okay. No. No, it's not there. Oh, it's Crone. Oh, yes, we never went
Oh my
there.
gosh, this is intense. I've heard the stories, but I thought they were exaggerating. We shouldn't stay here too long.
Oh,
I feel like
why?
I'm gonna die.
Ugh, Fortum, don't be so dramatic. I'm sure we have time to examine the area. Just don't go in any further, alright?
Yeah, I guess so. Sorry. Look, I can see my breath. How cool is
Yeah,
that?
because it's cold.
I'll admit, that is pretty cool. Barely out of Valinor and already seeing new stuff. I'm guessing it has something to do with the cold?
Yeah.
It's insane. I can't believe how much the spirits help us. Without their power, this is what Valinor would look like. They keep us warm and let our village fight off the cold.
If Milas is right, then this is Valinor's future. It's only setting in now that I see it for myself. There must be something we can do to save our village.
I sure hope so. Let's take a quick look around. It'd be dangerous to stay here for too long.
He inches closer to the torch to keep himself warm. Balesa and I don't seem too bothered and start looking around. Yeah, okay. Is there anything here? Can complete. Oh, access all art to art. Yes. I look off in the distance, already shivering at the extreme cold. I wanted to visit home one time before the end, and that included its crown. We never got to find out what was out there. I start to wonder if we ever will. Not that it's even important. It has nothing to do with our goal or our cause. It's just a mystery, one of many left unsolved. Oda approaches me from behind and looks into his crown. He seems perplexed, like not even he really knows what's over there. It makes sense. I duped the old monarchy had the ability to survive the cold.
We know this place.
Oh, really? He holds out his hand, feeling the harsh winds.
The fatal cold, death within an hour. No chance of survival. Not like Alarinthia's deserts. We let criminals handle their own end. A mercy. Because of this, it became a very mysterious place. We started to wonder what was out there, if anything. However, until now, We had no way of finding out.
Oh. Until now?
This cold, we feel nothing. It wouldn't harm us to venture forward. Perhaps now is the time to solve this mystery.
Ready?
How fitting that we would be the first. A monument to death. An execution ground. Monarch, we would like to take a brief break.
How does he know for sure that he can survive? He may not feel anything, but the body could still freeze.
Unlikely. We would be shielded by our spirits.
Ready?
They may die, one by one,
Thank for the
but we
bits,
would
Chloe.
endure. At the end of it, we would remain largely unchanged.
Oh.
Besides, we were not asking for permission. Do you not share the same curiosity as us?
Alright, it's something I always wanted to know,
We thought so, too. Something about great minds. Perhaps there will be nothing, or perhaps not. It is something we will never know until we
Yeah, that's
try.
fine. He takes a few steps forward and looks down at the ground.
Already, we can feel our power dwindling. The spirits inside come forth to keep us warm. We will hurry and return with minimal damage.
Okay. He starts walking away, provided by his curiosity. I guess he couldn't resist solving a mystery of the world. I don't blame him. He was also uniquely qualified to do so. Okay, just like oh, I'm the heir to the throne, I'm the only one. I guess he's just embracing his coding much like I did. But it's grown. Will there be even anything in there? Okay, I believe there's something important in his crown. There must be something important inside his crown. It was too mysterious. There had to be something there. And now we finally find that out. It was rather exciting. I had all those thoughts in my mind until Owl returns. He shows no signs of wear and walks as strong as ever. It's hard to get a read on his face. There's no emotion on display.
We don't understand. For a while, there was nothing. But then, we saw something interesting.
What? Mom. Ask him to elaborate. My curiosity taking control. Mom.
East Crown is ice.
Yeah.
There's no water anywhere. It doesn't make any sense. We saw a ship crashed, broken,
What?
frozen among the ice.
Oh.
A ship sailing in ice. This is backwards. But we think that perhaps this is okay. Backwards, just like our thoughts.
Now we lost me.
The future, or perhaps the past. This new outlook changes almost everything. Do not worry, Monarch. We were harmed in no way.
Okay, I can see
As
that.
we said, spirits inside kept us warm. A self-sacrifice that helped us brave the cold. A noble end. We are lesser now, but only slightly, and it is an interesting feeling. What we saw in East Crown is of no real importance. However, it has conjured up a spark in our minds. A spark that we must discuss promptly in Mazio.
What? Okay.
There are some final matters to take care of before the end. Thanks for coming here, Monarch. If anything, it benefits us.
Ready?
I'm sorry if this wasn't what you expected, but that's not always a bad thing.
I know, as long as he found some sort of benefit in his little trick. Before our final battle, everybody needed to be committed to the cause. One error, one slip-up could cost all of us our lives. We had to be resolute. But I wonder what he could want to talk about so suddenly. The future, thinking backwards, something was definitely bothering him. I have to do my duty as his leader to quell any worry before we launch our attack. All the lighting is now available at the war table in Mazio. Yes! Okay. Okay, so that's a good thing here. We're gonna save. The thing I want to check, and we're gonna go to the Rebel HQ. So I think it's in Mazeo, right? Yeah, Rebel HQ. I want to check the war table. So far we unlock that character, I guess. That character and this one. So, Sovi, we need to unlock several scenes again, I guess. Let's check. Let's check with all, because we already unlocked that loyalty scene. So, we're gonna see the all loyalty scene first. Owls enter my quarters, carrying an aura of purpose with him. After his crown, I know that something big has been on his mind. We were so close to the final battle, it was probably time for us to talk.
Monarch, we must speak with you. It's about our upcoming attack on Balteus. At least we think it is. Things have become complicated.
Complicated? What do you mean?
We may be walking into a trap. This may be all part of the Triumvirate's plan.
Yeah, plan? What plan? Yeah, I was thinking of that because remember during the first episode of that game, first act, it was according to the plan. So everything was a trick, the vision were a trick, and we were supposed to break the idol. So maybe that's the plan too.
Take their blade, feed it power, and then bring it back. This may be what they've wanted all along. We've seen it. Everything we've done has only made their weapon stronger.
Please tell me what you're thinking, All.
They let us steal their blade. They wanted it to happen.
Yeah,
they
so.
knew we'd bring
too.
it here, feed it death, and tap into the idol. But not only that, we're bringing it right back to them, stronger than ever.
Yeah.
You may think we are wrong, that this is just a foolish theory. But we must only look into the visions to realize the truth. That, combined with some of your actions, like clockwork.
What do you mean by clockwork?
It's almost like sometimes you have no other choice. You say or do things that pushes down a certain path, but more often than not, that path leads us to death. How convenient then that the blade feeds off of death. In your hands, it has gotten more powerful than ever before. But what force, what invisible hand guides us down this path? It's quite simple, but we were always looking at it the wrong way. Venturing into Eastcrown and seeing that ship made us realize that when we approach things from a different angle, it all made sense.
Perhaps you could start making sense to me then.
We've been struggling with visions of these different pasts. They seem to come out of nowhere and complicate things. Until recently, we only had to process visions of the future.
Because his arms.
At least, that's what we thought.
Okay. I take a step forward, interested to see where he's going with this.
But now we realize we've never seen the future at all. It's impossible to see what has not yet been written, but it is easy to see what has already happened.
What? It was the past? Now he's lost me.
These visions of different pasts aren't as out of place as we thought. You were told you had visions of the future and chose to believe that fact. But they are not visions of the future. They, too, are simply different pasts.
Okay. What?
The key to all of this is the Blade of Exodus. It's a constant in every vision, but the power within it varies, even when it shouldn't. There are inconsistencies. Even if we have a vision of the same situation, the power inside the blade is different.
Oh, is it different?
The Triumvirate has some sort of dominion over time. That much is clear. They possess the ability to grant their subjects eternal life.
Eternal
like
life?
Ulrich and Sovi. We need to operate under the assumption that this ability can be used in other ways.
What kind of ways? Here is a blade on my back.
Mainly, in a way that could be used to strengthen the Blade of Exodus. They could create a cycle full of death and despair that we are unable to break. When the cycle reaches an end, they could revert time and gather that power all over again.
The loop.
The visions of the future you thought you were having, they aren't what you thought. We believe they are visions of cycles in the past. Perhaps cycles where we have perished. Did your visions of the future involve your death in any way? Think about this, Monarch.
Nobody mentioned it. They did. I was stabbed by Sovi in the vision that started all of this. after touching the blade, my series of vision ended with me getting stabbed. That's all. I tell him these stories and he smirks. It seems I'm only confirming its outlandish theory.
Those were visions of past cycles, Monarch. Cycles where we failed. When we look at it like this, these different pasts make perfect sense. We've been looking at them all wrong, that is, until just recently. It seems that we retain some prior knowledge from these cycles. Perhaps that is why we act in certain ways, as if we have no options. In the back of our mind, we're pushing ourselves in the same direction.
Oh my god. Cycles, directions, please explain.
We think the Triumvirate is manipulating time. They are doing this in order to make the blade even stronger. The occupation, the formation of the rebellion, and the attack in the tunnels. All of those casualties simply serve to give the blade more power. We have no doubt that many will perish when we assault Baltius as well. But when the time comes, they can simply make it happen all over again.
That's awful. This is almost too much to comprehend.
It makes sense when you think about it, especially with these tunnels. Those suits of armor knew exactly how to fortify this place for your army. They must have retained their knowledge and adapted each and every time. But only one question remains unanswered. Why?
Yeah, why?
Why do they want to make this blade even stronger? What is their endgame? What do they desire? It is very possible that we are walking into a trap. That is, unless the blade has enough power to defeat them. Their plan, if it's as I expect, is a double-edged sword.
What do you mean by that?
An infinite cycle created specifically to power the blade. There must be a cycle, a prime cycle, where we have the power to defeat them. A point where the blade is strong enough for us to win, but not yet strong enough for them. All we can do is hope that we've reached that cycle. The power in that blade is immense, but isn't enough. Hopefully you understand what we are trying to say.
Yeah, it's trying to tell me that we're trapped in sort of time loop. A loop that the Triumvirate rationed in order to give the blade power. And not only that, but I never saw the future. I only saw fade past endeavors. It's hard to believe, but death has definitely followed me and my allies. If their goal was to feed the blade with power, then they had certainly succeeded. But how far back does this cycle go? Will it reach as far back as the occupation? Wait a minute. Attack Mazeo killed innocents inside a rebellion. Attack that rebellion provoked them into attacking your home and then destroy them. With that all said, it almost does seem likely that we are walking into a trap.
The reason we see these things is because of the energy within us. It makes us sensitive in a way that others are not. We are both special, but I don't think visions are the only benefit of this power. There is more.
What? What is it?
Perhaps you see a flash of events that are happening elsewhere. Perhaps you can relive a conversation that has already happened. These echoes of past cycles manifest themselves in many ways. But when we look at it this way, everything makes sense. Everything has an explanation, and nothing is left up in the air. The only question is, do you believe us? Do you think we are correct?
Yeah. I believe you all. It makes everything seem more clear.
Good. We knew you would see the truth of things. This was an impossible matter to discuss with anybody else. We are special. And now we finally understand the reason why.
He turns to leave, but tilts his head back to address me one more time. I guess he's wanted to leave no stone unturned before our attack on Baltius.
The Triumvirate is up to something. That much is clear. If it aligns with our theory, at least you will be able to act. Getting caught off guard would damage us beyond repair. That is not something we want our monarch to endure. Be prepared for anything, for the enemy will stop at nothing. If you can do this, then perhaps our victory will be more likely.
Okay. With that said, he seems himself out of my room. That all came out of nowhere, and I'm not sure how to react. But one thing was clear, there was so much we didn't know. Oh my god, but will we learn the truth in Baltius? Or will we even make it that far? I don't know. I start to feel uneasy, even with all of this new knowledge. Ugh, but we already have been fundamentally wrong about everything. As I go about my business, it's impossible to shake that thought out of my head. Okay, I think we're gonna... Oh, do I brush my two fangs? With a brush. Yes, with a brush. We're gonna do every loyalty scenes available, and then complete every aware scenes we need to complete. Okay, so we're gonna do that one now. Damex, oh Damex, yes, I like that character so much. Damex leads me to the town square of Mazeo. Because of our recent conversation, I know what's going on. He's taking me to the spot where he lost his mother during the occupation. It must be hard on him. I can see him shaking as we walk through the town. But if facing this painful memory helped me move on, it was my duty to assist him. In the coming storm, he needed to be resolute. Helping him will help all of us.
I can't thank you enough for coming with me, Monarch. There's not many people I trust this much. I'm really glad I have you. Until today, I've only had dreams about doing this, but now I'm strong enough. And honestly, it's all because of you. I give a little credit to my near-death experience, but not all of it. You've grown into a capable leader and led us all down the right path.
He smiled and I smiled back at him. It was nice to receive some support after all we've been through. Being the monarch wasn't very easy, but it's a weight I had to carry. We walked through the town square, taking back alleys for occasional shortcuts. After a while, we ended up at a large open area. I'm surprised they haven't built shops there.
This is where town meetings are held. They don't happen very often, but they need a big open space. There's a lot of people in Mazeo, so everyone deserves a chance to attend.
Soon after that, however, his tone becomes more serious.
A lot of bodies in one place. That's just what they needed during the occupation. This is where it happened, Monarch.
Oh,
The stuff with my mother.
okay. I know that him as we take steps closer towards the center.
You may notice a crimson tint on the ground here. This is where they piled the bodies during the attack. So much blood. So much carnage. Permanently stained. Just like the memories in my head. As hard as I try, I can't just scrub those off either. Every other night, I wake up in a cold sweat, crying. I feel the lingering touch of her hand against mine. Then, the moment she goes away, it makes me feel empty inside. There's nothing left to feel, except all those corpses pressed against me. A warmth that slowly dissipates, leaving me cold and alone. I had to stay under them until things died down, almost a whole day. The moment I could, I got out and took her pendant along with me. It's all I have to remember her by, but perhaps that's why I can't let it go. How can you move on from something when you remind yourself of it every day? Just the thought, of course. But after all I've been through, at least it's a thought with merit.
He holds up his hand and shows me the pendant he's holding. I've seen that a few times now. He seems to carry it with him everywhere. Of course, as you suggest, that also means he carries a memory along as well.
Let's keep moving. I'll show you exactly where it happened. Just stay close to me, okay? This is hard.
Right. I nod and start to follow him as we venture deeper into the open area. The podium rests at the center, likely where they'd hold these meetings from. Soon I picture what this place would look like during the occupation. I cringe. For a while, Damek stops dead in his tracks. He looks down at the ground. His body language erection tells me that this is exactly where his trauma happened. I positioned myself right beside him and waited for him to speak. I could not rush him. No.
Well, this is it.
He clutched the pendant close to his chest.
Would you sit with me, Monarch? We might be here for a while after all.
He sits down on the ground, attracting stars from a few passers-by. I join in caring more for his well-being than the judgment of those around us. Looking down at the ground, he places the pendant down and moves it around slightly.
It was right here, I think. You never really forget, you know. I hope it's not weird to sit here with me.
I shake my hand and let him do what he needs to do.
Coming here to face what happened. I needed to do this. But now I'm not sure what to do next. I mean, with the pendant. Do I leave it behind? Just like my memories, or do I hold on?
That was a good question, and I can tell it's bothering him.
I'm sure someone will just come around and steal it anyway. But maybe that's for the best. It could be somebody else's burden. I think I've grown tired of carrying it
Thank you
around
for the
for my
follow,
entire life. However, I also don't want to regret doing this. I could be acting rashly in the face of our final battle. It wouldn't be the first time somebody has done that, you know.
I nod and let him speak.
Look at me. The world is at stake, and I'm worried about this. You know what? With everything you've done for us, I trust you. What do you think I should do, Monarch? Take it or leave it?
That's a very hard question.
Besides, I'm a bit biased here in almost every regard. Your head is more clear than mine, so it's worth a shot. What do you think I should do here? What's the right choice?
He's carrying that thing everywhere. On our memory in our life, keep it. Leave it, move on from these painful memories. Move on, Meg.
You're right. I think this is something I need to do. It'll be hard, but I need to move on. I can't hold myself back. We're fighting to liberate our world and push forward, right?
Yes.
It's a bit hypocritical for me to do the opposite to myself. I hope whoever picks it up goes on to take good care of it. It means a lot to me, and I hope it can do that for others too.
He places them on the pendant, touching one last time.
It's time for me to let go, Mother. This was always yours. I was just holding on to it for a while. I'll miss you always, but your sacrifice for me will never be forgotten.
Yeah, you don't need a pendant to remember things. He smiles and lets go of the pendant. It shimmers in the sun. We both stand up and turn back in the direction we came from.
Well then, should we get going?
Yes. I nod and we start walking back the way we came. But Damek looks much happier and content than he did earlier. Perhaps the event of today would give him a clear mind in the future. As our final battle was imminent, we would find out sooner rather than later. Okay, that's a second loyalty scene unlocked. Can do now. Ulrich, yeah. Tough guy. I stand alone in my room, swinging the blade from side to side. Everything feels different than it did back at the start of my journey. When I first threw the blade, I could barely even hold on to it. But now I'm starting to master it. I'm able to make it my own. However, just as I think that, the blade disappears from my hand. Ulrich's loath and I turn around. I didn't even notice him come in.
Sorry, it's just an old prank I used to pull on Sylvie. I'd take the blade from him when he least expected it. I guess it has a time and place. Sorry if I startled you.
It's fine. He swings the blade a few times before handing it back to me. I shake my head. It didn't startle me. It was actually kind of funny.
I came here because I assumed you wanted answers. Learning I was the Grand Inquisitor must have been a shock. I'm glad you have a clear head. You could tell that I've changed.
I know.
But you deserve to know what I was like before I changed. In order to hide from my past, I haven't exactly been honest. But I wasn't lying to you. It was more like I was lying to myself.
Oh. In a way, it sort of makes sense. I just decide to let him talk. He approaches me and sits down on the bed. I sit beside him.
There was a man named Ulrich in Alarinthian legend. He pledged to change the nation, just like I always have. The barbaric way of running things was too much for him to bear. A lot of the specific details have been lost to time, but it goes like this. He was young, and his parents wanted the same thing, so they fought for it. They died in the arena, and Ulrich couldn't handle it. He ran away from the nation.
Oh.
But he pledged to return one day, and change Alarinthia for good. The ideals passed on to him by his parents still live on to this day. That's likely what inspired Vivian to launch his own insurrection.
Oh, I see.
Of course, the story that's handed down is never really the truth. To put it bluntly, I'm the same
The
Ulrich.
same? No
It's
way.
been so long, it's hard to believe. I'm sure you had your suspicions, so I just came here to confirm them for you.
What? I had no idea, Mama. It's actually a bit hard to believe, but I let him continue.
My parents hated the way the nation was run. They passed that hatred down onto me as I grew up. But they got older. Before too long, they were decrepit. They could never change anything. So the burden was passed on to me, a rising star in the Colosseum. I never fought for leadership, just regular tournaments, but I never lost.
Oh, never?
One day, they told me that if I left Alarinthia
Never?
behind, they'd train me. They'd give me the power to return one day and change everything. I was young and naive. I agreed without hesitation. I wanted to serve our gods.
Gods, yes.
But before they accepted me, I had to prove that I was truly ready. Serving them would involve leaving everything behind. It'd be a fresh start. They devised a test for me
What?
to make sure that I was truly ready to devote myself.
What kind of test?
They,
What? What they did? He gulps like he's afraid to tell me what happens next.
they made me kill my parents.
He looks down at the floor.
In their eyes, it told them that I was truly ready to leave my old life
Oh
behind.
my god.
Because I was young and stupid, it made a twisted kind of sense in my head. I did what they told me to. But as they died, I told them I was making their dream a reality.
That's so wrong.
I was caught and exiled into the desert. That's how I became a Sixer.
Oh.
I survived the trials, was branded with this tattoo, and showed my worth. And their test was over. They took me over to Balteus and made me their servant. I served them by weeding out insurrections and ensuring they remained in power. After what seemed like an eternity, they came up with the idea of giving me an apprentice. That's when I met Sobi. They preyed on his weakness and naivety much like they did mine. We worked together, traveling the world and killing the Triumvirate's enemies. Eventually, I realized that they weren't good people. I defected and joined the rebellion. If the timeline seems confusing, it's because it is. We are talking about millennia here.
Millennia? He's lived for millennia? What?
They gave us the gift of immortality.
Yes, that
Well,
was
they
all
called it a
said.
gift. We would never succumb to old age, and mortal wounds would easily fade. I felt unstoppable, like I was the king of the world. Nothing could get in my way.
Holy fuck. He shrugs, clearly embarrassed at admitting such a fact.
But after a while, I realized it was a curse. It's crazy how much your perspective can shift so fast. Taking the dream of immortality
you,
into real
Kat.
life, it became a nightmare.
With a slight scoff, he stands up and turns around to face me.
They knew what they were doing. They were creating slaves. Using that blade, they gave us what they deemed eternal life. I know we can use the blade too, but we can't reverse it. That should have been the first sign. I thought we did this willingly, but we really had no choice. It was all or nothing, an ultimatum. The biggest red flag.
Of course they didn't. Yeah, they didn't warn about the red flag, okay.
I've had this curse for far too long. It's made me a bad person. I no longer seek love, because everybody I love is just lost time. I no longer seek happiness, because it's never permanent. Never.
Oh.
These fleeting emotions may mean a lot to you, but not me. It's an endless cycle of building myself up only to be cut back down. I thought I'd be like this until the world rotted away. Until I met you, that is.
Oh, I see sexy stream. Okay. Thanks for watching both of it. He reaches out and holds my hands, squeezing them softly. Oh.
Someone who can use the blade. Someone who can lift the curse. And after all we've been through, even someone I can grow old with. Please use that blade and give me my life back. I don't want to belong to them. I think I want to belong to you.
Oh my god. I could remove the curse the triumvirate put on him. It would be good, but then he'd be weak and vulnerable. Note of the source of his strength is partly due to his immortality. If I remove it, he could perish during our attack on Balteus, and easily. It would be removing his biggest advantage, and I'm not sure what to do. He looks at me, awaiting my response. I don't know what to say next. Okay. What? Oh my god. Oh my god. Keep him strong, he needs that power. Remove the curse from Ulrich. Please, the game. No, don't make me choose that. Oh. Yeah, but you know what? With these loyalty scenes, every loyalty scenes is to make a point for each character and to make them evolve to what they really want to. And Ulrich really wants to be free from that curse, so I will remove the curse from Ulrich. I will maybe forget this later, but yeah, I'm doing this. I tell him I will remove the curse. His face lights up like I've never seen before. He takes a few steps forward and plants a soft kiss on my cheek. Oh my god, oh my god.
Thank you. So much.
Oh. I grab the blade and try out to figure what to do. One thing was for sure, he'd soon have his life back. He would have the freedom to grow old and finally find peace. And before he leaves my room, I make sure that his dream becomes a reality. Okay. So we can complete that scene, I guess it's pro, and that scene too, and then we're gonna try to complete that one too. So we're gonna see Pro's loyalty scene now. Pro leads me to Mazeo's Stone Square without saying much. I'm not sure what's going on, but he seems happier than usual. Things must be going well for him. I hope it's something good. After a while, he rests his back against a nearby house. Tapping his foot, it looks like he's waiting for something.
Okay, Monarch, you're not going to believe this.
In what?
I got some information about my parents the
Really?
other day.
Oh.
After pulling a few strings, I was able to set up a meeting.
A meeting with your parents? What? Mom. It's actually a huge deal. I'm really happy for him.
As far as I know, it's just my dad. I think my mom was under the weather or something.
Maybe it's a
But at this
trick
point,
or
I'll
a
take
trap.
whatever I can get. I'm so excited.
Yeah, but don't get too excited, Pro.
I'll finally get to ask him what happened. Do you think I have any brothers or sisters? Wait, don't answer that. I'll keep my hopes low.
He has a huge smile on his face, and I can understand why. This is something he's been looking forward to for his entire life. The ability to meet his parents and find out why they abandoned him.
I almost don't believe this is happening. For the last decade, I've had eyes and ears everywhere. People run around Museo gathering information for me to sell. I prefer to do all the work myself, but anything extra is a huge benefit. I'm good at selling, so they provide the info, and then we share the profit. When we got back from Alarinthia, one of them had a bunch of stuff to share.
Oh.
And one of them was the one piece of information I've been waiting to hear. My parents were alive and living in Museo all those years, and they were so close. I bought the information from him myself. I paid more than I have for anything else in my life.
You sure it's a good idea?
But you can't put a price on this kind of stuff, you know? My future and my heart is on the line. This is a big deal. I hope we don't have to wait too much longer. I'm nervous.
And much was evident by his constant rumbling. I pressed my back against the wall with him, and we wait together. We talk about random subjects, anything to pass the time for now. But after a while, finding topics to discuss becomes a little harder. That's not because our bond is weak, but because we run out of topics. The time of the meeting approached, and then faded away. Nobody arrived.
I guess he's running a bit late.
Hey, I don't have
I can't hold it against him.
Are we? He smiles, and it's an incredibly narrow smile. He knows deep down inside that his words may not be true. A couple more hours pass, but I don't have it on his side. Not ever once.
Any moment now.
After a while, we slump down and sit on the ground. His naive hope starts to dissipate into a harsh realization. But I can tell he doesn't want to admit it, so we continue to sit. As the sun sets, people start to retreat to their homes. I can tell that he's tired, and so am I. I close my eyes for a few moments. It would hurt to doze off for a little bit. I just need to make sure I don't leave him. I awaken a while later, unsure of the time. But it's dark. It must be the dead of night. Pro sounds softly, with his head resting on my shoulder. I know that in his slumber he doesn't have to face the facts. His dad never came. But why? Was it afraid too to follow through? Pro has a smile on his face. I can tell that he's still hopeful, even in his sleep. But he can't sleep forever. He needs to wake up and face this. Giving a soft nudge, he wakes up, but then my heart is broken. He thinks I woke him up because his dad arrived. He looks around, ecstatic. But then he realizes that it's just me and him. His ears falls back and he laughs, almost like he's not surprised. I knew that this would be hard for him to face, that he was abandoned again.
I guess I should have expected this.
He sighs and crosses his arms.
You know, I thought I'd give them the option. They could come meet me when they were ready and willing. Other than that, my only option was to just march into their home. Of course, my courtesy just ends up stabbing me in the back. He said he'd be here, Monarch. He said he would. And I trusted him!
He roars and punches the nearby wall in a fit of rage.
It's not fair!
Of course it's not. He grunts in pain and stands there, panting. A few tears start to stream from his eyes.
Why don't they love me?
Of course not. I step forward and wrap my arms around him. He starts crying more and rests his head against my body.
I just wanted a family. More than anything, I want to belong. It hurts so much that they don't want me.
You can't force people to love you.
I want to know why they threw me away. It's all I've ever wanted to know. That's why I do what I do. I don't know if I can live the rest of my life without knowing the truth.
He starts to calm down, and soon enough, the tears fade. I can tell he's super conflicted. He really wants to meet his parents, but if they don't want to meet him, There's really nothing he can do. It was cruel to schedule a meeting and then not follow through. His dad must gotten cold feet, or maybe his mother needed attention. Under the weather could have any number of meanings, not many of them good. Either way, it's evident that his pursuit of the truth is causing him more harm than not. If he wasn't meant to know the truth, then perhaps he should focus on moving forward. After all, he had a loving family in the rebellion. We never abandoned him
I
like
just
this.
don't know what I should do.
Let them go, Pro. You have a true family with the rebellion. I tell him to let go of his parents. He has a true family in all of his allies. Blood isn't what makes you family. It's love, acceptance, and understanding. If his parents will not give him that, then perhaps he should be abandoning them.
Let them go?
Yes. He seems surprised, like nobody has suggested this to him before.
I know, you're right. I've tried, but it's really hard. What happened here today might change things, though. After everything I've tried, maybe this is the wake-up call I needed.
Sure.
Thanks, Monarch.
He smiles at me. I'm glad I could help him, even if it's only a little bit.
So, should we get going then? I guess you have a lot of things to do. Given that, I'm really glad that you came with me. I don't know how I would have handled this alone. Having you by my side, it makes me stronger. And if there's anything I need right now, it's strength.
Yeah, we all need that. With that, we start to walk away from the town square. It pained me to see him go through this. Nobody should feel abandoned. But at the end of the day, he had people like me to stand by his side and help. So no matter what happened, never be alone. Yes, I have a croissant. I love croissant and cheese. We're gonna do that scene here, and then we're gonna unlock the remaining scenes of Sovi. And yeah. So we're gonna see Vanessa's loyalty scene. So Vanessa leads me through Matteo to some sort of hidden cove area. There's a large ship, and it looks like some sort of dock with no signs of life. Such of treasure lay about, and it's apparent that his place has been abandoned.
After we returned, I got talking to the pirates. You know, to pick up any information on our parents. It turns out this is their base of operations. Their HQ.
That's your old home, then.
Kind of funny, isn't it? We both ended up having HQs in Museo. But, to be honest, that's where I'd like the similarities to end. The more I learn about them, the more I hate them. They kept running off to Museo and left us in Saelus's hands. Now that I think about it, he raised us more than they ever did. I guess they were more interested in this life of piracy. It's awful.
She looks around the cove, taking in the environment.
I wanted to come here with you to face the truth. Our parents were bad people. There's no denying it. They wanted this to be their legacy, rather than us.
Maybe we wanted both. She starts to walk around the area, and I follow behind her.
Look at all this junk they valued more than us. Weapons, money, more money, and lame scrolls. Maps to some far-off treasure and riches, I'm sure.
Picking up a handful of coins, she throws them into the nearby water.
Sorry for going off like that. It just makes me really angry. We idolized them for so long, thinking the world lost good people. But to realize that maybe the world is better off without them?
Yeah,
It's
it's
hard.
hard. I know. It's hard, and maybe you feel guilty about that.
Anyway, thanks for coming along with me.
Hmm.
I just thought it would be good to do this together. I don't know how Fortin would handle it, if I'm honest.
Yeah, well, that would be interesting to see that. She turns to face me with a hint of a smile on her face.
You know, I realized I'm different from all of these rebels. They've been living oppressed in the shadow of the triumvirate. But it was never the triumvirate that held me back. It was always myself.
Yourself?
I wanted to be a person who can make my parents proud. I wanted to do what society demanded of me. I wanted to be perfect. But this is a real wake-up call. Nobody is perfect. We're all flawed at heart.
Yeah, and we also have all your own neuroses and kind of neurotic people.
To realize that and embrace it,
Mm.
I think that's all I needed to do. Feel like now I can be who I want, and not who other people want me to be. It feels like such a small thing, but a different perspective can change a lot, you know?
Yeah, you feel like an adult, not a child. I nod.
Well then, wanna take a look around?
Mm.
If we can find anything to help us in Balteus, then it's not a total loss. I'm
Okay.
sure there's something around here that we can take along with us.
What kind of weapons? She starts rummaging through the various crates and sacks. I do the same as her, but find nothing of note, except money. It could help after the war, but right now, we needed something more.
Hey, look what I found!
What? She pulls out a pair of daggers and starts inspecting them.
I think I remember these. Back when I was a kid, I swear I saw
Oh,
them.
really?
That means they must have belonged to my parents.
Yes, but you're not the first one to say that, Cats, about ASMR. People keep asking me to do that kind of things. Yes, maybe someday I can do some ASMR.
Or my mother, to be exact. Just an intuition, so I can't say
Et le
for sure.
girl,
But I'd be willing to bet that my hunch is correct.
Okay.
Did you find anything good, Monarch?
Monies. I shake my head. There wasn't anything of note. There wasn't anything of note. Aside from those daggers, none of it was helpful.
What do you say? Should I keep them? Might come in handy when we attack Balteus.
Well, that was a good question, actually. She came here to move on from her parents. Taking their stuff could just be a constant reminder. On the other hand, however, maybe she could make them her own. It was hard to tell whether or not this would help or hinder her in the future. But with our final battle upon us, I'm afraid that I couldn't afford a mistake. What should I tell her? That's a very hard question. She could need something, but just imagine the thing break during the final battle. Yeah, no, move on. You deserve to move on, Vanessa.
You know what? You're right. This is pretty much grave robbing.
She places the daggers back where she found them. Turning back to me with a smile, it seems like a visit is over.
Well, I guess now I need to focus on the important stuff. What kind of person do I want to be after this war is over? I'm no longer held back by anything, so I guess my dreams are the limit.
Yes, that's so good. She takes a deep breath of relief, as if a massive weight was now gone. I totally understand. It was a big deal for her and for me as well.
Should we head back then?
Hmm.
I guess you have other things to tend to. Truth be told, I needed this. Thank you.
You're welcome. With that, we're on our way out of the cove. She faced her past in that moment and came out ever stronger. I have no doubt that she continued to grow into an amazing woman. Before we leave for good, I turn back and look around once more. This was where our parents conduct more of their business. That means this is the closest I've been to them in decades. Goodbye. Okay. So now, in fact, we need to find the remaining scenes for that character here. For them. So we're gonna save again. A new page. Yeah. I think save here. Okay. I click here and save there. There, okay. Fine. Okay, so we need to find the remaining scene for Fortem and Sobi. So we're gonna, I think, look here. Okay, so we need to complete art to art. Tunnels, let's see if we can find something here.
What's the matter?
No, not at all. I'm just running out of breath. Is it a little stuffy down here, or...?
Yeah, it is. Don't worry. You get used to it.
We already saw that scene here. So no, let's check the main entrance. I want to check everywhere. Oh. Yes, I found out Sobi R2R3 here. Perfect. I walked through the main atrium of the Rebel HQ. It's not fully clean, blood still stains the floor, armor is scattered about. I'm not sure what they plan to do with the pieces of the honor guard. Sobi is looking around and he appears sad. I don't blame him, this is where he launched his attack. Him and his men killed almost all of us. We almost lost that day.
I already had my doubt when we launched this attack. If only we had our fight a little bit earlier, I could have prevented this. Touching that blade at the same time as you, that was the catalyst.
You ready?
I don't think you knew the truth of the monarchy at that point. It's almost as if they were calling out to me, trying to change my stance. Well, I suppose it worked. I stand here ready to repay you for my sins.
His words seem so genuine. It's almost hard to think he could be lying. At first, he seemed unsure about whether or not it rejoined the Triumvirate. What started out as a revenge quest against Anin has certainly grown quickly.
But we mustn't waste time on talk like that. Focusing on the past stops you from seeing the future. That's what is truly important. Your assault on Balteus.
I agree, Sobi doesn't seem like one to waste time with pleasantries.
So, I guess I'll be teaching you 2 lessons this time.
Oh.
First of all, focus on the war. Don't waste time with being friendly.
No, I want to do all the
I've
loyalty
seen you
scenes.
and your comrades. That bond is dangerous during battle.
No, Sobi.
We can't have you taking a sword for a loved one. You are this world's future monarch. You need to be smart. Feelings?
No,
They
you can't
cloud
eat a
judgment.
draggy.
I know this
I'm
all
not a
too
chicken.
well, and so should you.
I'm not the chicken.
And in your situation, it is best to rely on things that serve you without hesitation. A friend with emotional stakes may not follow every order. That is a major flaw. Their blade, however, and the beings it can create, will cater to your desire.
He points to the suits of armor scattered around the floor. That means the next lesson must be related to the honor guard. The Triumvirate could create a near infinite amount. Could I do that too?
Normally, the blade requires a sacrifice and the energy within to power that armor. But there is so much energy within you. I wonder if you could do it by yourself.
That would be a waste
Imagine
of
an
energy.
entire force of honor guard soldiers serving you. Such power. The Triumvirate is right to want that blade back. In your hands, it is a threat. And it
Maybe
makes sense
not.
why they'd want you dead, too.
No.
You are the Monarchy. Take out that blade for me, Monarch. Let's see if you can do what I think you can.
I do as instructed and take out the blade.
It responds to your will, your desire. Think of it as an extension of your body. A new muscle, ready to be trained. Hold it out toward those scattered pieces of armor. See if your resolve is strong enough to give them life. That's all it takes. A spark in your mind to ignite a flame.
Seems wrong. I hold the blade, pointing it towards the suits of armor. I keep my eyes focused on them, trying to control them. The pieces start to move, rocking back and forth. I focus with all of my strength, and they start to shake more. But as Sophie mentioned, it's like a new muscle. I can't flex it for too long. The pieces stop shaking and remain still, just as soon as they began to move.
Disappointing.
Hey. Hey, it's a trap. C'est extreme, mom. And I prefer cheese and croissant, mom. I scoff at him and assume a neutral stance.
It seems as if you can only use the blade while under duress. I suppose that's not too bad. We'll be in Balteus soon enough, after all. At least now you know what to do. Follow my directions and you'll be fine.
He starts to walk away, but quickly turns around.
There won't be enough time for you to master your fears. You might have to embrace these dangerous situations in order to prevail. But that blade is so powerful. I'd do whatever it takes to harness that power.
Whatever it takes, oh.
I'll see you around, Monarch. Feel free to keep practicing if you feel the need. This is going better than I expected, to say the least.
Jesus, now we're talking, Tasagan, yeah, I still prefer the cheese house than the croissant house. Which time is this himself for real? Embrace the danger to become more powerful, yeah. Yeah, I'm easily scared druggy, so yeah, maybe that's my power. To be scared of everything. So yeah, I'm very powerful by my fears. That seems like backward logic, but a lot of things were backward lately. Hey, that game knows a little bit too much about me. That's not good, that's wrong, If the blade responds to my fear and danger, then I guess I knew what to do. Yeah, I'm easily scared, so maybe that would be useful during the final battle. Yeah, but because Sophie was right, I could never return myself in time for our final attack. What an odd situation to be in, but I guess in my position, I couldn't eschew risk. His implication was that, if I were in danger, the suits of armor will risen up. When the time comes, I can only hope that his prediction is correct. I wonder what other lessons there are to learn. What else could the blade do? Perhaps I'll learn more from Sophie the next time we meet, wherever that ended up being. Its advice keeps playing on repeat in my mind. Emotional stakes could be hindrance in battle? Would I truly let something like that endanger our cause? Would I sacrifice myself to save a comrade? Or in this case, I guess it works the other way around. I close my eyes and pray that we never had to find out. C'est extreme. That's not nice. What is that place here? That's additional scenes here. But I'm looking for more personal quarters. Oh, that's a new scenes here. There's a new scenes here. Access Sophie heart to heart 4. Yes. I sat on my bed, thinking about the blade and what I could do with it. As it on the same sort of cue, I hear a knock on my door, Sophie enters. It seems much more relaxed than normal, like he's comfortable.
So, did you manage to get any more practice in? Or were you just going to improvise when we got to Balteus? Both are good options given the circumstances. I'm just curious.
I will be fully honest, I didn't have any time to practice, sorry, Sophie.
It's alright. It's not like it would matter too much anyway. I've had lifetimes to train. You only got the blade a few days ago. Don't expect any substantial results. It's better to be more realistic.
Yeah. He takes a few steps forward and sits beside me on the bed.
Being down here has made my mind race almost non-stop. I mean, what I did to you and your family is unforgivable. Yet here we are, trying to move past it, letting me atone. The most important thing on my mind is why? Why did you welcome me with open arms after what I did? I feel like anybody with common sense would have put me to the blade.
Okay, so there's a lot of possibility. I could tell that you are being genuine. I trust you. I wanted to bond and become closer, actually. Common sense isn't one of my strong suits. Okay. Yeah, I wanted to bond and become closer, actually. I'm very curious to be closer on that guy here.
Well, I guess it worked. I mean, look where we are. If Ulrich can redeem himself, then surely I can as well. He did far worse things than I, but look at him now.
He sighs and steps down a little bit.
Well, that's all I really wanted to talk about. If you'll excuse me, I'll be on my way. Good luck with everything, Monarch.
Okay. He gets up and starts to walk away, but I stop him. It would be a good time to get him the gift I booked. I grab the writing stencil and hand them over to Sophie.
You got me a gift?
Yeah, a gift.
Really? You shouldn't have.
He inspects them with a soft smile on his face.
I was looking at these in the town square. It means a lot to me that you did this, Monarch. Anybody else would have just went on with their day.
Maybe, but I'm not just anybody else.
I don't really know what to say. So I guess I'll take that as a sign to stop talking. Thank you for thinking of me as a friend. Truly. That's more than I can say about everybody else I know. In fact, I don't think I've ever gotten a gift before.
Really?
From anybody. Not even my father, who these pens reminded me of in the first place.
Oh, he's talking about his past. He scoffs and looks down at them once more.
But that's a story for
He
another
doesn't want to
time.
talk about his past.
I'm here to help you, not bore you with sad tales. Perhaps we can talk more before we set sail.
Yeah, sure. Without another word, he leaves my room for good. I'm not sure if the choice of prison was a good or bad thing now. It seems to remind him of something he deemed a sad tale. Well, there's nothing I can do about it right now. Maybe tell me that tale the next time we spoke. Well, final battle looming, I've not much time. But there's one thing I can say for sure. Sophie's becoming a friend. Second chance is a truly great thing, as long as the person is genuine. I can tell that if I earn his loyalty, it'd be indispensable during our attack. Sophie loyalty has been unlocked. Yes! We're gonna go at the war table, mom. Okay, go to the war table, and we're gonna check. Yeah, we're gonna see the loyalty scene of Sophie. Sophie leads me to a boat and takes me on a short voyage. I have no idea where we're going, and our destination surprises me. It's not a place I've seen on any map, and looks unlike anything I've seen before. I follow behind him, unsure of where we'll even end up. After a while, he turns to face me. I ask him for explanation. I trust him enough to follow him here, but I had my limits.
I know that we're almost at the end, Monarch. It won't be much longer before we arrive on Baltean soil. So, it only makes sense that I show you where everything began.
Is that his hometown? He gestured broadly at everything behind him.
I come from this backwater town, born and raised. It was wiped off the map after all the villagers were murdered.
Oh.
Given time, it might have even become the 5th nation of Alestia. But that was long ago, and nobody remembers this place. My parents were in charge of the area. They were incredibly wealthy. They had a force of men working the mines, cheap labor, and big profits.
It seems like Sophie was finally opening up to me. That was important. I needed to know what he could be trust. And if things went well, his loyalty to our cause would be confirmed.
As their son, they had me oversee all of this labor. It was my job to make sure everybody hit their goals. I performed admirably and put my foot down when needed.
He walks toward a nearby house and puts his hand on it. Taking a loud breath, I can tell he's reliving unpleasant memories.
Everything was going well, until the truth came out.
What truth?
The people who raised me weren't my parents.
Oh.
Not even close. They killed my parents while I was an infant and took over this town. Raising me as their own, our relationship was built on a lie. I was serving killers and usurpers. When I found out, I felt nothing but rage. They stole this land and the lives of its rightful rulers. Such an injustice.
The hand he was resting on the house slowly turns into a clenched fist.
I don't know what came over me, to be honest. I killed everybody. My so-called parents and all of the workers. I was lied to by those who swore they loved me. I couldn't take it. By rule of inheritance, in that moment, this town became mine. But there was nobody else.
Everyone.
And I was all by myself.
Wow.
I no longer wanted to live. I took myself to the cliff's edge and thought about throwing myself into the ocean.
Turns back to face me and I can see how sad he really is.
That's when Ulrich found me. He made sure I didn't do anything stupid. I don't know how he came across me when he did. I thought it could be Providence. But he saved me, and I told him everything. Instead of scolding me, he praised me.
Oh.
I was shocked. I expected to be dragged to the nearest prison. But he took me right to the Triumvirate and told them my story. That's when they wanted me to become his apprentice. I accepted. My desire for justice was something they wanted on their side. But I no longer fought for my home village. I fought for all of Alestia. I swore an oath to them that I would always fight for the rulers of this world.
Yeah, but are you sure that the rulers are not usurpers too?
At the time, I believed it was them.
But they're not.
But learning the truth of the monarchy, it just opened old
that's
wounds.
why.
I saw the Triumvirate in a new light, much like I saw my so-called parents. Once more, the desire for justice rose to the forefront of my mind. You may think my allegiance changed and that it was a sudden shift, but it's not true. I've always fought for the same thing. It's just that sometimes the tables need a little turning.
Surprise, motherfucker!
Oh my god. Sonalia is on the channel. He crosses his arms and seems to be done talking for now. He leads me further into the village and I follow, trusting him more. We eventually end up at a large building, one that served as the town hall. Hello, Sir Veggie. Welcome to my channel.
You may notice the bloodstains, but don't worry. I threw all the bodies off a cliff with Ulrich.
Oh.
You won't be seeing anything gruesome, I can assure you.
Okay. What an odd way to put my mind at ease.
This is where my parents lived. I was never really allowed in. I guess I should stop calling them my parents. They were more like captors. I longed to see the world, but I obeyed them out of a feeling of loyalty. I slaved away. Sometimes I'd sneak into my father's office and peel the stamps off of his letters. They were incoming letters, so it's not like they had any use. I started to collect them.
Oh.
I stuck them to my bedroom wall and told myself that one day I'd go and see those places.
Okay, I'm fine.
One day, I wanted to be free.
Tuesday. And it's out of load side.
I thought I was free when the triumvirate took me in. But it turns out I just traded one form of bondage for another. Shackles moved from my wrists to my heart. I don't know which is worse.
He holds a hand close to his heart.
They pressed the blade against my chest and gave me some of its power. It allowed me to use it as my own, and gave me what they deemed eternal life. Ulrich grew to see this as an awful curse, but I embraced it. And to this day, I still do.
Okay, so he's still comfortable about that curse.
I see myself as a defender. I want to protect the reign of Alestia's true rulers. If the monarchy is restored to power, I will protect you and all of your descendants. You have my word, and you know why I served the enemy. My virtue was simply misplaced.
Misplaced. I really hope it is true.
But now it rests with you, the true heir to the throne of Alestia. And that is where it shall remain, as long as I've proven my loyalty to you. Knowing everything that you do.
Yeah, you should go now if you don't want to be spoiled, because we're getting really close from the final scenes and final act. What I'm gonna say? At some point, at starts, everything feels off about this happening with Sophie. But now, everything makes sense. So yes, I can say I trust him now.
Thank you very much, Monarch. I knew I picked the right way to tell you the truth. If we did this anywhere else, it might have fallen flat.
He smiles and I can tell he's extremely relieved.
I needed to get this off my chest before our attack on Balteus.
Oh, happy birthday, Mama.
Not knowing whether I had your trust.
Birthday.
It was too much.
Happy birthday, Mama.
We're comrades now, though, and I'm no longer worried.
With that, it seems like our business here is done. The choice to trust me with past and confide me in me meant a lot. None of my comrades had to carry their burdens alone. We were in this together.
Let's get back to Mazeo, all right? I'm sure there's lots to do before the end. Thanks for joining me, but I think we need to leave.
We start walking back the way we came and head to our boat. This place was wiped off the map. I had no idea that it existed. It makes me wonder just what else this world could be hiding. Before we get on the boat, I look back at the town one last time. After the war was over, maybe we could rebuild this place. and grow it. A new nation with new rules. If we had the opportunity, we should reseize it. Start to sail away and leave this place behind us for now. But I know Sophie better than I did before, and that could only bring good. He was carrying a weight on his shoulders, and it was no longer there. Okay, so now we have two things left. That scene's here. We cannot access this scene. Why? Okay, so maybe I need to talk to Fortem before. I need to unlock all the remaining scenes. So we're gonna go back to the start and go to the world map. So we're gonna start at Valley North. So we're gonna start to Valley North village and check everywhere, see if we have some scenes. No. Main Street.
A bit bigger than my house, but mine has more rooms. Which is better though? More rooms or more space? My interior design books don't really cover that aspect.
Yeah, but both are great. It's just all use them.
The master has spoken. I guess it's true though. Work with what you have. And if you don't have it, someone else surely will.
My little tail. Hello, Fireballs the Ferret. Yes, long time no see. Okay.
Visions and paintings.
No, that's. Oh, thanks for the BTs, Chloe. We're gonna check everywhere. I have the Fortem scenes. No. Oh. Myra's house.
Hey.
No.
Hey.
Not here. On square. No, we already did that. It was done already here and for Sophie. Let's see. The forest here. We did the scenes here. I'm looking for the last romance scenes, so that's why.
Hey.
That's pro, but we already did what we need to do. Okay, so here we complete already the romance scenes here. So maybe we need to just follow the story. Solberg. Okay, no, nothing here. Peregrino. Already went there. Outlook. Oh, already did that. Mazeo. Let's see. Oh. Mountain Pass. No. The main gate. No. Stone Square. Aha! Yes, we found the second one. Access for them R2R2. It's not my favorite meal. It's cheese indeed, and croissant. Yeah, escargot. It's too salty for me. But I like it, but it's way too salty. But it's when it's done properly, it's very very good. I prefer seafood instead. And fish. I noticed Fortem standing at one of the market stalls, untrailed. I take a few steps forward to see what he's looking at, and nobody follows me. It seems they're willing to give us some time alone now that we're in Mazeo.
Hey, Seer! Check this out!
Wait, what? He points out to a bunch of strange metal objects attached to ropes. If I could describe them as anything, it would be metallic claws. I have no idea what they are, however, or why he's so taken by them.
You know, when I climb trees, it's hard to get a grip. But with these, I can just stab them into the tree and hold on. I didn't know these existed. It would make things so much easier.
He shovels in place, thinking to himself.
You don't think that would hurt the trees, do you?
Of course not. They can take more than that.
Awesome! That's what I thought. I'll have to make money somehow, and save up. This'll make climbing the Grand Tree a lot easier.
He likes climbing. He leans a bit closer to the market stall, looking for a price.
And of course, there's no price on them. Probably so they can scam people too. I'll have to get Ulrich to figure this out.
Why don't you ask yourself? He smiles and laughs softly before turning to face me.
You know, these markets are pretty cool. What do you think about them, Seer?
Okay, we're pretty awesome, yeah. A great place to have our first date, I think. Let's go.
Oh, is that what this is? Well, I did want to have some private time, actually.
Oh, ready.
Hey, I have an idea. Seer, follow me over here.
Okay. He grabs an apple out of his pocket and gives me a slight smirk. It's one of the early book for him. He must not have eaten it yet. As he runs away, I follow him, and we end up in a nearby back alley. Oh my.
See? Much better. I can actually hear myself think now. Let's grab a seat and relax. We deserve it.
Yeah. He motions to the ground. It doesn't seem comfortable, but it will do. I sit down and rest my back against the wall. He promptly sits down beside me. Holding out the apple, he inspects it, almost like he's a bit hesitant to eat it.
I wonder if it'll taste like I remember. It's only been around 20 years after all. Hey, let's share it. You should try some too.
Yeah, why not? Mom. He giggles nervously and places his head on my shoulder.
You said this was a date, right? Imagine how mean it would be if I didn't share.
Oh, I see.
Besides, I'd like to spend this moment with someone special.
Oh, I'm special. All right. After a brief pause, he lets out a sigh of relief. I guess he was worried that the physical contact might not be okay. Holding up the apple, he inspects it one final time, blushing.
Here goes nothing.
Yeah? Moments after, he takes a large bite. Juice drips down his chin as he shakes with excitement. The look on his face tells me that it's every bit as good as he remembers.
Wow. You have got to try this, Seer.
Oh, yeah, sure. He holds it up, offering it to me. I never got to try these when I was younger. But for them, I always spoke the word of them. Accepting it with a smile, I grab it my left hand. To make for them more comfortable, I wrap my right arm around him. He leans in closer, letting out a noise I can only describe as happy and content. With a large crunch, I bite into the apple. Sweetness immediately assaults me. It's overwhelming and my eyes shoot wide open. It's shocking and delicious. I always do that be as good as he said. I was unequivocally wrong.
See? I told you! It was totally worth the wait.
I nod and hand the apple back to him. We share it with each other, taking turns until it's all gone. After placing the core on the ground, he rests his head on me once more.
But so was this.
Yeah. He gulps, as if he's nervous.
You know, I've never been on a date before.
Really?
Honestly, this doesn't feel any different from normal. I guess that just means we're comfortable with each other. But do you think the other people will be comfortable with this? I don't think a seer has ever dated a scribe before. I hope we're not doing anything wrong.
And we just of course we're not. We'll definitely be comfortable.
Oh, okay. That's a relief. To be honest, I've always wanted to do this, but I was scared. I guess I'm thinking about things differently now.
Yeah. Oh.
You know, there's so much going on lately. It's nice to just put it all on pause with someone like you. I feel like I could stay in this alley forever. It's peaceful.
Yeah, but we have things to do.
But I don't want to rush into anything, you know? So let's take this one step at a time. Slowly. Sharing this apple was good enough for me.
He releases his grip on my arm and stands up.
Back to business, I guess?
Yeah.
But mark my words, I'm gonna get that climbing gear. And a second set, too. I'll make an apprentice out of you yet.
Oh my god. He smears and runs back out into the market. I follow after him and we regroup with everybody else. That was a nice distraction, but it was time to get things back on track. Okay, so we're gonna follow the story here and check for the next scenes with Fortem. So here, there's nothing here. Let's check Myers' house. No, we're gonna check inside. Nothing. Nothing. Yeah, maybe probably the next scene will be outside Mazeo. We're gonna check the Church of Mazeo just as a safety. And check. No, the Rebel HQ. No, we don't need to go there now. Okay, I'm gonna check the world map. Let's check Alarintia. Okay. So first the Coliseum. The arena. Nothing. The main atrium. Nothing. We complete already a scene with all here. Outside. Nothing here too. The private room. There's a scene here, but it's not for them. It's complete already. Oh. So we're gonna exit the area. So we saw the Coliseum, we're gonna check out the tavern. So we complete here the scene with Ulrich already. Town Square. Yeah. No. Castle. So we're gonna check Castle front. Nothing. Ballroom. We have two scenes here. Okay, we need to go to the next art to art here. No, there's nothing here. Okay, we have here many scenes, but everything is complete. Maybe I should go back to the Rebel HQ, but let's go back to the city. So we saw the castle, the town square, the tavern. Let's move on the world map. Let's go back to Mazeo and Rebel HQ. Maybe it's somewhere here. We can have other scenes with more Fortem. Probably the crew quarters. Yes! We have a scene here. Perfect. Access Fortem R2 R3. I knew it. I enter Fortem's room and see him sitting at the table. He's engrossed in a book. It's almost like he's studying. take a few steps forward and announce my presence to him.
Oh, hey there. I was just studying. Valessa gave me lots of notes about being a scribe. Not that I don't know all of it. It's just nice to brush up. Though I'm worried that sword will put me out of business. Visions while you're awake? You'll always know their visions. Kinda puts my ability to tip you off in the garbage, doesn't it?
But maybe it's not what you think.
But you won't have that sword forever. Until then, I study. Honestly, I can't wait for things to get back to normal. I miss my house, and all the little things like that. You take them for granted, and then they're gone. I just hope Valessa finds a way to save Valenorth. She seems to be taking this elder business seriously. But I wouldn't have it any other way. The elder needs to be serious all the time. Being in charge of a nation, that's incredible. She might just be our youngest elder ever. I think that's pretty cool. We're all making history. I'm the first scribe to ever operate outside Valenorth.
Alrighty, yes, you're right.
Anyway.
He smiles and stands up from the table. It looks like he's been keeping himself busy.
We have something important to talk about.
Oh.
I spoke to Pro, and he gave me some spending money. So next time I get the chance, I'm buying that climbing gear.
Yeah, I was thinking of that too.
And I expect you to become my apprentice, Seer. I'll show you the ropes, and then we'll climb the Grand Tree. Hopefully we have time for one last trip before the final battle.
Okay. He runs up to me and gives me a tight hug. Oh.
It might be a good idea for another date, too.
Okay.
A bit more private than Mazeo's town square.
Yeah.
If we can make it to the top, that is. I sure hope so.
So, I guess that the last scene will be at the tree.
I just haven't had much time to practice my climbing. I hope I'm not rusty when the time comes. That'd suck. Climbing the Grand Tree has always been my life's goal.
Yeah, maybe that will be useful during the final battle.
The first time I attempt it, I want to make sure I succeed. And they say the best way to learn is to teach somebody else. So you better prepare for some rigorous training. We're doing this.
Okay. It seems like he's not about to take no for an answer.
No, sorry. My mind is all over the place. Thanks for coming to visit me, Seer. It means a lot. It really does.
Okay.
I guess you better head back to Dominik. Isn't he waiting for you in the war room or something? At least, that's what I heard. He sure loves to work.
He smiles and then takes a step towards the table. But before he gets there, he stops in his tracks and turns around. He really was scatterbrained today, wasn't he? Is everything okay?
There's one more thing I wanted to ask you. I just forgot. Or maybe I was too embarrassed. Remember what Dominik said about the Honor Guard? They're powered by the spirits of occupation victims. I know Valessa was thinking the same thing. About our parents. Do you think they're still alive? Down here? Trapped in that armor?
Not sure what to think, to be honest.
Understandable. You're on the fence. It's something we can talk about more as a group. Valessa believes they're trapped in there. I know it. I saw it in her face. Back in the tunnels. And to be honest, I feel the same way as her. We can free them. I just have no idea how.
Yeah, the blade can help.
Maybe it has something to do with that sword of yours.
Yeah.
I should probably get back to my studies, though. Either way, I guess we'll find out soon enough.
He runs up to me and gives me a kiss on the cheek. Oh. After that, we embrace each other and smile.
I can't wait to see you again.
Me too. Okay. So we're gonna check the war table again. See. So we still have 2 scenes to unlock with Fortem. And I'm gonna check everywhere else. Let's go back to the world map. So let's check Alarintia, because obviously maybe some things we need to unlock. So we have the ship here. Aha! I knew it. Access for them R2 R4. Yes. Fortem paces around the deck of the ship, deep in thought. Everything changed over the last few days, so this was insane. I hope he's ending it well. I better go and see how he's doing.
Hey there, Monarch. There's something that's been driving me insane. You know how we were all freaking out about Valenorth? Without the heat from the spirits, it'd freeze over and die. I mean, we believed it, but right now, it doesn't make any sense. The spirit realm is a prison, right? Nothing mystical or beneficial.
You're right.
It matches up with what people outside of Valenorth were saying. We were just superstitious and lived in a unique location. The monarchy gave us visions, and nothing more.
Yeah, on purpose.
We'll have to ask Howl the moment we get the chance. If it's like I think it is, then Valenorth will be fine. No risk at all. As hard as these truths are to believe, they do have their benefits.
Talking to me stopped his pacing, and he looks happy. It's true that a lot of our beliefs were shattered, but that's not a bad thing. A new understanding of the world gave us a new angle to tackle our problems from.
At least it'll make Valessa's job as Elder a lot easier. The one major problem she had to take care of, completely eliminated. I know it's stupid to say this now, but it seems like one last gift from the spirits. Let's just hope we get lucky like that in Alarinthia. Securing an alliance with barbarians sounds super difficult. They're stubborn in their tradition, just like Valenorth is known to be. But their tradition isn't steeped in the spirits like ours was. At the end of the day, will they even care about any of this? They almost live a world away, untouched by our problems. No point worrying about things out of our control, right? Maybe we should talk about something we do have power over. Remember that climbing gear Pro gave me money for? Well, check it out.
What? He wanders over to a bag on the deck and reaches inside. A few moments later, he produces some clawed metallic object. It appears that there was one pair for your feet and one for your hands.
They're adjustable, so you can wear them no matter what. You don't need to look for a foothold anymore. You can make them yourself. As long as you're strong enough, there's nothing you can't climb, Monarch.
Oh. Yes, active stream, I don't know.
I know what I'm doing as soon as we get back. I'm heading to Valenorth and climbing the Grand Tree. I want you to join me. It'll be a good place for you to learn.
Okay.
I know what you're thinking, though. Why would I learn to climb on something so difficult? Well, you have gear now. I never did. It's a huge advantage.
Okay, if you say so.
The only thing holding you back will be your energy. But with everything we've been through, this should be simple. I think it'll only take a few hours to climb, if I'm totally honest.
Few hours? Okay.
I'll bring us a backpack with a bunch of water. Or maybe we should split that over 2 backpacks. Don't want to make one of us carry too much weight.
With the climbing gear back in the bag, clearly excited. It's a breath of fresh air to hear him talk about this stuff so passionately. Everybody else is so concerned about the war, it's nice to just push that aside.
Besides, it's a pretty unique date destination, isn't it?
Yes.
Not many people can say they've been to the top of the Grand Tree. It's something special. You know, to match how special you are to me.
Oh. I don't think I've seen him this excited in a long time. For a moment, it feels like all of my worries have simply washed away. Waves slip into the ocean, becoming nothing more than gentle ripples. Rotem starts to walk around the ship again and stretch his body. It's almost like he was preparing for the marathon of a lifetime. Of course, this had been a lifelong dream of his, at all.
I know there's so much danger in our future, but there's happiness too, you know? Lots to look forward to in the end. Besides, I doubt I'll be key to our Alarinthian alliance, so in the meantime, there's not really anything else I can do. I've been practicing my climbing on the netting of the ship.
Oh, thanks for the BTs. Oh, oui. Oh, thanks, Septic.
People are worried that I'll fall off, but I tell them not to worry. It's very rare that I fall off, and I usually shake it off pretty quickly. I saw some of them get together and make some betting pools.
Oh.
It's a pretty boring voyage, so they make their own entertainment. I suddenly start to know why pirates enjoy fighting and gambling so much. When you're out at sea, there's just nothing much to do. It's pretty crazy. I'd go insane if I were a pirate. I just know it. After this war, I think I want to settle down on the mainland. Sailing isn't for me. I can say that with absolute certainty.
I'm gonna be curious to see when he will so that his parents were pirates. I'm not sure this life is for me either. It's just different. But North was a completely different atmosphere than any of these. Even Mazeo was a bit of culture shock to me and my friend. I can't even imagine what Ararintia and Balteos will be like. I look off to the horizon. We must still be pretty far away. There's no sight of land ahead. Or much further to go.
Sorry for rambling on, but yeah, there's nothing else to do. I bet the other people will be able to keep your interest longer. But before you go, I have just one question to ask you.
The question, okay. He stops stretching and walks right up to me with a sly smirk.
Do we make it to the top or do we fail? What's your bet, Monarch? And no refusing. We're on a pirate ship, so we need to act like pirates.
I say we make it all the way to the top and make history.
Optimism? I love it. The other pirates didn't share that trait. They seem to actually look forward to failure. Though I guess that would be fun to watch. Can you imagine if I fell on the netting into the sea? They'd probably stand by and laugh rather than help.
Yeah, that's not nice.
Oh, I know! A kiss! Loser has to kiss the winner.
Oh!
And yes, I totally rigged it.
Yeah, my
This
god.
way, I win no matter what.
Hey, okay, I guess. With a smirk and a wink, he quickly runs off on his way. Full of energy it seems, but or perhaps he's going stir crazy. I don't blame him being stuck at sea with nothing else to do. Guess our goal was clear. We'd climb the grand tree. That is, if we even made it back from Alarentia in one piece. His ability to focus on the positive stuff during war is admirable. Admirable, if not a bit naive. Hopefully I could join in his positivity. But this blade on my back, both literally and figuratively, weights me down. I might leave it on the surface when we climb. Yeah. That will make things easier. A lot easier. 4 times loyalty thing is now available. Yeah, okay, okay, so we're gonna go back. We're gonna use here, yeah. So we're gonna go back to the quarters. So we already saw that part of the game. So I'm gonna just quickly skip that part here and go back to the world map, to Mazeo and Rebel HQ and the war table. And finally we're gonna unlock the last loyalty scene available before them. Yeah, we're gonna see the loyalty scene. Four Thames takes me back to Valley North and we look at the Grand Tree. It makes sense that it wants to accomplish his lifelong dream before the final battle. With both metallic claws it found in Mazeo, I think he could finally achieve what he wanted. And of course, he wanted me to achieve it with him. I'm grateful that he chose me, but I'm also a little bit worried. Is this really something I could pull off, even with those tools?
Well, I guess this is it. I can't leave for Balteus with any regrets. So I'm finally going to do it. I'll climb the Grand Tree. And with someone like you, no less. Think they'll talk about this in the history books? I mean, I don't think anybody else has done this before.
Yeah, maybe for a good reason. Going to be the first.
Here, you need to put these on like gloves. There's another pair that goes on your feet as well. After that, we just climb. We don't need to find footholds.
Yeah, you're sure?
Being able to create them ourselves? Now that's a good invention. I gotta give credit where credit is due. Mazeans know what they're doing. Don't tell anybody though. These might very well be under the trade ban.
Okay, cardboard wings. It gives me a quick wink. It's alright though, I won't tell anybody.
It looks way taller than I remember. I'd try to give you some advice, but I don't have any. With those tools, this should be pretty easy. At least,
so why
I hope.
nobody did that before if it's that easy?
Just don't fall, Monarch. I don't know if you could survive something like that. I've fallen from way shorter trees and been in pain for months.
He sure is great at instilling confidence.
Well then, got everything ready? Let's find a good starting point and do this.
Okay.
And don't forget that there's a kiss on the line. So let's consider this a race. Are you ready?
Yeah, but don't go too fast. He enters the stance that implies he's ready to begin. I nod to let him know that I'm ready and assume the same stance. We make our way to the base of the grand tree and look up. This is the first time I realize how tall it actually is. Would we really be able to make it to the top? A dope wells up within me, but I don't voice it.
I bet I'll be the first one there.
With that said, he digs his claws into the tree and starts to climb. I watch him for a few moments before replicating his action to a tree. After a few minutes of doing this, we're extremely far from the surface.
Scared of heights? Make sure not to look down. I, for one, love the view. This is part of why I do it. Hey, no fair! I was taking a breather. Didn't think you'd be the type to play dirty.
In Loth, we scale the tree at almost the same rate. I can't imagine doing this without those claw-like tools. In fact, they make this pretty easy. There's no risk of falling. It allows me to take a step back and admire Fortem's skill. He was climbing trees for his entire life without this kind of head. I suddenly appreciate his every stumble and fall, his every bruise. As we get higher and higher, we start to get enveloped in a canopy of leaves. We aren't quite high enough that they have become red, but it's still an impressive sight. It blocks us from seeing the village below us, but it's beautiful to look at, regardless. It really helps us solidify just where we are. We're scaling the grand tree. Nobody has done this before. It's been his dream for decades now. However, due to his challenge, the competitive spirit starts appearing within me. At the rate we were going, I could very well beat him to the top. In fact, it was a race, but would be pretty much be the point. But it was still his dream, and he might deserve the moment. As we near the top, what should I do? Let him win? Beat him to the top? Yeah, but if I let him win, I won't be honest with him. And yeah, I really want to climb to the top, not to be the first one, maybe. I don't know what to do. What you will do, dear viewers? I'm not sure what to do here. I might regret my choice. If I let him win, he will be happy, but be suspicious I let him win. But if I beat him, he will regret, but he won't be the first to be at the top. I think I'm gonna let him win. I decide to intentionally throw my progress. Fortem deserves to win. I feel like it's only fair. As we get higher, we reach the blue leaves on high. When we reach the final stretch, I fake a small stumble. Nothing to put myself in danger, just enough to cause a slight delay. After Fortem has gotten far enough up, I get myself back on track. It's not much longer before we reach the top, but he's clearly victorious. He laughs as he sits on a massive branch, big enough to support both our weight. I fall up there and sit beside him, taking a huge sigh of relief. We did it.
I can't believe we did it, Monarch! And of course, I had a feeling that I'd win. Never think you can rise above the master.
He smiles and inches a bit closer toward me as we sit on the branch. That was only fair for him to win because I did a trick on that guy before that scene. So yeah, it's only fair.
Look at that view. I know we can't see the village, but these leaves? I never thought I'd get to see them up close like this before. I've only ever seen them when they wilt and fall off. But being up here and seeing them fresh, wow.
Yeah, I saw your
I
bit
wish I could take some
scrolling.
with me, but I know I can't.
He runs his hands through some of the blue leaves, clearly in high.
You know, this doesn't feel like I thought it would. I thought it'd feel amazing, like I'd become a different person. But I feel just like I did before. I guess that's how things go, huh? Oh well, at least that's one more thing I can cross off my list. A bit anticlimactic, but I don't really know what I was expecting. Maybe it's like Eastcrown, just the allure of the unreachable.
We saw something in his ground, though. He seems a bit closer to me and rests his head on my shoulder. I can't see his face, but I can just tell that he's wearing the widest smile.
You know, this is a bit different than that back alley in Mazeo. I'm glad that we have more privacy, now we could do this together. When we first left Valenorth, I had no idea we'd become this close to each other. Not that it's an unwelcome change, trust me, I always thought about this. But back then, a scribe in training dating someone like you was frowned upon. Look how much has changed. The entire world is nothing like we thought it was. You know, I used to come to this tree and listen for the spirits. I thought that if I listened closely, they might talk to me, you know? But they didn't. And now I know what that silence truly meant. All of us were held back by the triumvirate. But now we're strong and unified in purpose. I know that together, there's nothing we can't do. And it's all the more special because I have you by my side. You're the man that I love.
Oh.
And there's nothing that can change that.
Oh.
I'm following you to the ends of the world, to the highest reaches of the skies. And I'll have your hand the entire time.
Oh. He slowly reaches down to my hand and intertwines his finger with mine. Then he brings my hand to his face and gives the top soft kiss.
I wish this moment could last forever. But that would be selfish of me. We have stuff to do. Thankfully, we'll always have this memory. It's perfect.
He looks around the area one last time, admiring a view he may never see again.
Well, should we get back down to the surface? I don't want to waste much time up here. We're busy and all that. It means a lot to me that we could share this moment. I'll never forget it.
With that, he starts to climb back down. I follow after him and make our way to the surface. It feels rare to be down here after being so high up.
So, what's next on the agenda? You know what? Never mind. You do you. I'll be around if you need me for any reason at all.
He walks away with a big smile on his face. I guess a dream of his came true on that day. When we got to Balteos, he'd have no regrets. Okay. So there's one scene we need to unlock here, I guess. You cannot access to this scene. What's going on here? You have not earned Valesa loyalty. Why? Is there something I missed with Valesa? Or a scene I missed? Because everything is well done, but I guess that's the choice I made, maybe. Because I choose to not to go into full romance with that character here. That's strange, yeah. So I'm gonna save here. Again. No. Okay. Morale 90%. It's not 100%, it's 90. Okay, so I failed the loyalty scene. Ah, that's why. So she should have taken the clothes, right? Yeah. I wanted to free that girl from her past. I mean, but okay. Yeah. I was suppose I only want to follow my heart and my instinct in that kind of game, so I have no regrets. That was my choice, and I won't do another playthrough to try other choice because these are my definitive choices. Okay. So I think we're ready to go, but maybe it would be next week. Yeah. You have kept the dagger, but you wanted maybe to move on from that, so yeah, that's my choice. Okay. But yeah, I think we're gonna move to the world map. So next week we're gonna go to Balteus, and yes, to finally see the final act. That's gonna be very, very emotional, I guess. Today was mostly romance and loyalty scenes, and I'm glad we complete most of them. Not all of them, most of them. So I'm really glad we did that. So we're gonna do a small raid. Oh, that's wonderful here. Okay. So I'm gonna turn off the game first. And see what is streaming right now on Twitch. Let's see that. Ah, yes, I was asking, did you enjoy the stream or not? Yes, I'm glad. Okay. So what do we have here? Trying to find some interesting game things to watch for you. Yeah, I'm always picky with the game I choose. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm very tempted to see. Yeah, Foxy in the Fedora is playing Super Paper Mario. That's one of the games I really regret to never play, but maybe someday I'm gonna play these games. So, Fox in the Fedora. I will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow it's gonna be Wednesday for me. And we're gonna have a retro gaming stream, Zelda Wind Waker. We made some progress. So I'm gonna see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.